Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and this is a very fun speed build. I was really excited to do it. I totally procrastinated though and waited till the last day. This was actually the Guru Kimmi's seafood dine-out build challenge thingy. She's taking entries for someone to win like a raffle type of thing. And it ended on the 27th, so I don't think she's going to be looking at any entries or any more entries, but I mean, it's still fun to do. So if you want to do it, it's on Twitter, so you should follow her anyway. A lot of the challenges and the giveaways that the Sim Gurus do, they usually happen on Twitter, so I highly recommend you guys follow them, and just so you can stay in the loop and, have cool things. So basically, her dine out seafood build challenge thingy, the requirements were to have it on a 40 by 30 lot, 4 or 5 wall heights, which I was kind of confused about at first because I thought she meant floors, but it's just the short, medium, tall, and then like 2 of the smaller like half walls, I think. So it took me a little while to figure out, but I got it. And it's supposed to be a fancy seafood bistro. It needs a chef station, a bar, a host station, a waiter station, just everything, the normal requirements that a restaurant needs. And it needed aquariums, water motifs, and she had some bonus stuff like a DJ dance floor, a water garden, and to fix her roof. And honestly, I wasn't really sure what a water garden was either. She even put like in parentheses, whatever that means. And yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is. So I looked it up, and from what I could tell, a water garden is just basically like either vegetation inside a water tank or like an actual garden of fountains. So you have like different fountains in a certain formation. So I guess that's what it is. So I opted for the fountain part of it. So there's a nice little seating area on the side, next to the porch. And by the time I got to this build, I knew that quite a few people already had done it. So I tried really hard to like not see what they were doing, just so I wouldn't be influenced, because I knew I wanted to do it, but it got down to the wire. I really like how it turned out though. I went for slightly industrial, slightly traditional, because my idea for it was to basically, maybe a lot of it was made out of old ships, and I thought that was kind of a cool idea, like for a seafood restaurant. So there are some industrial parts in it, just as a nod to whatever old ships they used to be. And I don't know, I kind of liked it. Probably the hardest thing about this challenge is that it's so massive. I didn't really like the idea of running this restaurant. So I was like, well, I mean, it's probably nice to go to, like with your Sims, but I don't think I would like necessarily try and own it. It's just too much. But I don't know. I really liked the whole idea of the challenge, and what I also liked a lot was that everyone's was so different. Because when I was starting to upload this to the gallery, I was looking at everyone else's, because, I had finished mine and I felt comfortable with it. And I was like, oh, I could have done that. Oh, shoot. That's like a genius idea, like just on different people's builds. And I don't know, it's really cool to see. And it's also cool to see like the community kind of come together and just have fun together. Even if I don't win the raffle or whatever it is, I had loads of fun just making this monster of a restaurant. Kind of wanted the outside to look kind of like it blended seamlessly into the dock that it was sitting on. This is in Windenburg, by the way. I think it's where the pool used to be, but I never used the pool, so I was happy to replace it with something. And I don't know, it's kind of like the gym. Like, you never really use the gym. At least I don't. Not in real life, not in the game. So I thought it might be nice to have a little bit of greenery, like a pocket of landscaping here on the dock. And I also, later on, I put some landscaping on the side of the building, just so when you're sitting next to the window, you can look out and there's some greenery and there's the water. I don't know, it's just a really nice idea. And I thought this area here looked kind of plain, so I thought maybe adding some ivy there might be nice. I was trying to find some type of signage that had like fish on it that wasn't sushi, but surprisingly there isn't. So I just went with these little air vents and bits and bobs that typically go on the roof. I like how in her challenge, one of the bonus items was to fix her roof. I don't know, it needed some love though, that's for sure. So here I am, trying to figure out what I want to do with this little fountain area. I thought it might be nice, like, even though you're sitting next to water, it might be nice if you're sitting on the patio area or the outdoor dining area to not only see the water, but also be by water that is moving and it has like the fountains in it. I don't know. I always enjoy that, like when I'm out to dinner somewhere and there's running water. It's just really nice and soothing. I don't know if this counts as a water garden now that I'm thinking of it, but that's okay. I tried. And I thought about outlining it in black because I did put some black detailing on the outside of the building, but I thought it looked too stark against the wood. So I didn't really like this for this particular build, but I don't know. It looks kind of cool. Maybe for something else I might use it. I feel like a place like this would have like a long waiting list or like a long line. Like if you go there, even if you have reservations, you still have to wait. So I tried to put a lot of seating like outside of the building for people to just sit and enjoy while they wait for their table. I really love this lot at night. One of my Sims two of my Sims in my Goth LP, they got engaged on this dock. So it's very special to me. Do you guys have emotional attachments to your Sims, like in your LPs? I do. Like, not even just in mine, but in other people's. It's really weird, but I don't know. So one thing I knew for sure was I wanted to keep the stairs where they were. I thought that was a nice little place for them, but I just kind of enclosed the stairs in that really cool window that we got with the city living expansion. And and I thought it might be cool to kind of extend the stone accent wall that kind of peeks outside and extend that inside. Thought that might be a cool thing to do. So I ended up extending it a little more just because I wanted the hostess or host station right there in front of the door right when you walk in. So I figured it needed to be a little bit longer. So I wanted the whole place to be kind of nautical or ocean themed, but not in a overtly, obnoxious way, because this is a fancier restaurant. So, and I actually got to use this artwork. I've been wanting to use this artwork for so long, but I've never really found a place for it. So this was the place. I was very, very excited. It reminded me of like a pearl or an opal of some kind. And I don't know, I thought that might be really nice to use in the front area, kind of like a statement piece or whatever. And I liked these like shard looking lights to go on the side of it, kind of matched the artwork in a way. So I think I went a little overboard using these overboard. Anyway, I think I used these like brown wood panels a little too much, maybe. I was trying not to. I was trying to mix it up and use more than one kind of wall paneling or stone in certain areas. So this room here is the private dining room, and I wanted it to be super fancy and sleek. So this is where very important people or celebrities or, people with a ton of money, they're gonna rent this room here. And I wanted it to be, super fancy. So I have these dangly lights that I love. I think they're very versatile. They can go with a lot of different things. I wanted to use the spiral one as well, just to give it a little more dynamic, but the walls are too low. Like, that spiral light is better for, like, if you have a large opening, like 2 walls, like 2 floors up, and then you have an opening. It's better for something like that. But alas, I don't know. I liked it though. I like this room here. I think it feels fancy. And I even, I put a rug in here, I think. I don't think I put a rug anywhere else, because, they're not really in restaurants. And I loved, like, these fish in these, like, the bronze color. Maybe it's reclaimed metal from a ship or something. Yeah, I just wanted the restaurant to feel very earthy and natural looking in a way. So I have a lot of woods and stones and slate used throughout the restaurant. So this room here, this area here is just the kitchen. So it's very simple, really. It's everything you might need in a kitchen. But one thing I knew right away that I wanted to do, I wanted to have an opening to where you could actually see inside the kitchen, so you can sit at the bar and see what they're doing. I have always liked this idea, and I like when restaurants do this because, I don't know, if you're just going to lunch or you're by yourself and you don't really have anyone to talk to or dine with, then you can just check out the kitchen and see what they're doing, and it's kind of entertaining, I think. So that was the whole idea for this area. So this area is more of a informal type of place, I think. Like if you were, like I said, like if you were just there for lunch, or if or maybe even, meeting a friend, or I don't know why they would ever need 3 fridges, but I needed to fill up the space and I didn't want to use 2 or 1, so they have 3 fridges. They have a lot of stuff to keep cold, I guess. Now this video is probably gonna go on a little longer than I normally do. I like to usually stay under 30 minutes, but I don't really want to do 2 parts of this, so I'm going to try and keep it as low as I can, but it did take me a long time because I was trying to do it all in one go because it was due like the next day or something like that. So I just wanted to get it over with and done and uploaded. So, and I love this. I thought it might be cool to have kind of like a window that looked like one of those round windows on a ship. And if you're gonna sit like and watch the kitchen, I mean, there might as well be something cool in there. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And I don't know, I like the idea of having the aquariums here in the fancy private dining area. There's also a few kind of littered about the rest of the restaurant, but so I thought it might be cool to have like an area of the restaurant, because some restaurants have their dining rooms like sectioned off. I guess it's easier to assign waiters and waitresses if it's like that, but I don't know. It kind of closed off the space and made the restaurant seem less massive than what it actually is. So I don't know. I kind of liked it. As you can tell there, I had replaced some of the walls with the waterfall or the water feature that came with Spa Day, because I don't know, I thought it added a little bit of something, and it also made it feel a little more open on the side there. And I added some greenery here to the sitting area, because, I mean, who doesn't love greenery on a wall, like, indoors? I know, I love it. So I used these bars here. I thought it looked really cool on top of the greenery wall there. And I thought, yes, this is definitely from some type of ship. And that's kind of, like, the whole inspiration for what I was doing, because at this point, I was just kind of doing whatever came into my head. And when I saw those bars, I was like, yes, this is perfect. And it's kind of what I was going for already, so it just worked. So out here in the patio area, I thought, well, maybe if the inside of the restaurant is ship themed, like if you're inside an older ship or something, then if you're outside, that must mean you're in the ocean, right? So the patio and the balcony on the second floor, it is ocean themed kinda. So there's like moody lighting, there's like weird crystals and plants. So it kind of seems like you're kind of, you know, in the ocean or whatever. At least that's what I was going for. So I used these really cool wall formations, and I didn't know they came in like a dark blue, but they're beautiful in blue. I love it. So I definitely used that, and I utilized it for both outdoor areas. Here I am just sizing some of the crystals up and placing them in the corners here. Everything works. I did play test it, so I don't think you'll have an issue with that. I wanted to name this restaurant like something really cool and foreign, so I looked up what ocean means in Norse. Like ancient Nord. I think that's what it was, but Eiger, and it means ocean. So I named the restaurant Kimmi Eiger. So it sounds foreign and fancy, and but I wanted to include Kimmy's name in it somehow because she created this challenge. So it's kind of like a little homage to Kimmy. But yeah, I really love how this restaurant came out. There's some things I think I would have like wanted to do differently, especially the seating, but overall I really like how it came out. And yeah, here I am just finishing up the balcony area, and then I was like, okay, I need to figure out what to do on this second floor here. So upstairs is where the bathrooms are. So here is just a little bathroom, but it has a super cool door, so I was pretty happy about that. So I thought it might be really cool to have like a section in the middle with just the water feature walls and have like booths kind of inside of that section. Because I don't know, I thought it needed something to anchor the room, and I thought it might be cool, you know, to, if you're in a booth and you can hear the water like falling behind you, that's always nice. This is when I decided to put the booths in there, and I think I recolored them to be black. I'm pretty sure I did. A little fun fact about me, I'm actually allergic to seafood, and so that's kind of sad. And the neighbor kids are playing outside, so just ignore them. They're being super loud. But anyways, guys, I am almost done with the build, I think. So I hope you enjoyed it. I highly encourage you guys to try out this challenge for yourself, even though the deadline has already passed. But yeah, definitely check out other people's restaurants because they're really, really cool. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!